I gotta always be doing social media for everything.
Here's where they are. Sitting on the left here.
Oh, that's legit. That's cool.
And then they switch camera, and then they pull up the screen, and they talk about industry news.
That's cool.
Yeah, we can ask questions about wellness.
Very cool.
We'll get you a pamphlet too. We're gonna onboard him to YouTube.
Yeah, we gotta get you on the age change.
Yeah.
You're still very, very.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Yes, it's still early.
Everyone says that it's a space.
It's true.
What's the so we're rebranding all that stuff, but what's the best one?
Oh, yeah, that, I put two and two. I already did a video not too long ago. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you not here?
No.
Where? What part? Okay, so Phoenix.
Oh, cool.
That was like
Yeah, but they lost an hour.
Yeah,
Right?
pretty good.
You like travel back in time?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's good friends, right? Pulling up.
What's the best number?
202.
Did you get a little goodie bag, I see? Yeah, they're in South Africa. Yeah, I helped them with their IP. They'd like it approved. To get approved. I'll have to look up the Twitter handle, but I helped them go through the process, through the Made by Amy process. It's a nice one, huh?
What is it?
I believe that is right there on that screen. Keep going straight. Yep, to the right. Mm-hmm. Very good.
Yeah.
So many cameras on my own team. Look at me go. Amazing. I don't know how they find the time to do it every day, but they do it. It's a hustle, yeah.
How long are you speaking?
I think just 40 minutes or maybe less. We're gonna watch my TEDx. You got a date tonight? Is that why you're asking?
No dates. That's a fun.
Dating out here?
I dated a gal for a couple months. It was like, so fun.
Did you meet her in the flesh? Or online?
I met her online, and then we quickly went out first date and just jumped right
Okay.
in. In 2 months, it was fun.
Maybe she wasn't the right person for you, God's telling you.
But then I thought, okay, great. And I had been single for like 2.5 years. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, if that worked out well, let's just jump right back in. And then it was great experience.
Just toxicity or what's good?
I think it was mainly just because it was like over the holidays, everybody
I'm stressed.
was like, yeah. And it's like you don't, especially I don't know my age, like everyone's got kids, which is fine, but it's like everybody's keeping everybody guarded through the holidays because last thing it's like you don't want to just like bring somebody home for Christmas and like, hey, this kid's here now. But it's vice versa. I didn't want to bring them.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, so I think as I dive really deep into all of our stuff,
You should talk about that on your show.
we will. Yeah, and there's a lot of people that are doing great podcasts for it. It brings up a lot of cool conversations. So it's still very relevant. Just not for me right now.
Okay. I'll let everybody know. It's live at JRNY. Boom, boom. Tell me. I look so small. That's okay. Small but mighty. Pull up the collection. You use StreamYard too, yeah? That's right. We had it earlier.
What's that?
We had StreamYard earlier. On your show.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what I used here too. Boom. Aren't we full professionals here? You take a selfie with me? Love that. I thought you were trying to get me. Yeah. Take a pic. What do you think about everything? The camera guy comes at 6:30, so I think we're waiting for him.
Who's doing your? You got somebody coming in?
There's a team, yeah. There's the stream guy. We'll probably get started at 7. So, pretty early. Nobody ever comes on time, right?
Not in this town.
Not in Vegas. There was a football game going on earlier, and we got stuck in it.
What?
Well, look at who's here. Oh, hello. Hi. Oh, you're just so beautiful. Ever. So fun. Yeah. I put my picture everywhere and everything. This is the pro. This is Dave. We're
Philip, nice to meet you. Jasmine, nice to meet you. Are you guys here in Vegas?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
He had me on this podcast earlier today called Tech Alley, and these two came in from Arizona. They drove over. And then the team, they're coming. I can tell them they can come in.
Is your Tech Alley like the Tech Alley thing that happened today?
Yeah, well, it's not mine. It's we, my team, me and another, we do a live podcast.
No, we were gonna go. We just we went to presentation just last, I guess during CES, where
What, which one was it, like something, or? There was a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was this? This was no. I was gonna say Brian, but I know the name.
Yeah. You know, always doing the op stuff. Oh, I didn't mean to run you over. Yeah.
I brought things. I thought even just like a travel
Successes and insights, technology and innovations at the International Innovation Center.
Yeah, I was there.
Yes.
It's who's gonna be sitting on my lap? Should we bring Phil?
Oh, dude, that's crazy. Just sit down all day.
Trying to take care of everyone else. I'll move over this way and then.
Oh, cool. What brought you to Vegas?
My friends here.
I'm very bright
Well, right.
and that attracts all of it.
But mainly, I don't want friends here. Because I bet her casino and things going on.
Yeah.
Cool. I was telling her.
Trinity, do you want me to do something?
But I'm also very community driven, so
I'm gonna watch.
plug in.
Oh, this is the next
Doing
one.
came on. We got
Oh, I know you always be like, I don't have to say this at work, but you look so cute. But
Tyler's
I
great.
don't know if you call it, but it goes. And I like textures.
I work for.
Oh, yeah, but in case it makes it easier to travel
Travel
with
with
it.
him? Okay. He can come over. He can come be with
There you go.
the show. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to shock in my frequency.
Funny.
And then we have to get you a crown and all the swag. I have to crown you. It's a part of the. Thanks, Nick. Came right in time. Look at very pretty. And then there's our
Kind of visibility that we have.
I ended up getting my mutants after the rift. Yeah, I ended up just saying I still want to be in part of it. But after he wants to sell one.
He's trying to run it here.
I know. He wants to sell it to make money. I know. Yeah, I know we got. I sold most. Yeah, I sold most of mine.
That guy. It's got nabbed with the cups right up in front of the spot.
Did he?
Oh,
Yeah, he wasn't. Glad that they
He
grabbed.
tried to run it here.
Yeah, he was in here talking to me for a second. I was so sad.
That's why I was.
But yeah, not
Yeah.
every almost not every suicidal, not every realize, but
Yeah.
so trying to put on because like
Well, I have my own security. Got my own security. Well, let's do a little.
I love it.
But we're trying to build stuff here today. I'm pretty smart. So when I went first, I was thinking you'll get that. As soon as I walked in, I was like, and I was like, yeah. And I was like, sure, let's go.
Yeah.
On the hotel, so by the time it's 2 hours to vacation, one hotel. And this is literally the week after. Okay, so this is before your time. We just go, yes, without any hindrance. Just-
Yeah.
looking at that.
Yeah.
Like, groups, check. Half the convention centers can transform into a studio. Then I was like, then I looked at the food court. Food court could be cleared out and repurposed. That is what it's just only need there that comes through like big capital factor. Could be, big, like literally the same thing, the only difference is that you can repurpose from the silhouette on the skyline and say that that's the entrepreneur of the state, the entrepreneur, Center for Entrepreneurial Research. Yeah, that changes the same way that people see Allegiant Stadium on the skyline. That would start to change the whole world of that. As an ecosystem. And I've been saying that for a long time. But I'm saying some of the big investor guys today. And then he just texted me and he was like, hey, send me a two-page summary on that.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time at Capital Factory, or between the conferences I go to there, South by.
Yep.
And going to South by this year. We were thinking about it.
I thought it's my first time kitchen advisory. Yeah. And that's the other thing. When I say onboarded me, I was like, hey, like I talked to the lady and I was like, hey. And I go, well, then I can talk to you. And she goes, Chris Valentine. Intro. Okay. So then I get on the call and I'm just like, what do you think, guys? And he goes, like how? And I was like what you guys are doing? Like, what do you think? And he goes, okay, I'm going to tell you right now. The only person that I would ever even consider working with on a project like this is Jackie. That's why. Well, that was. But I was like, I get that, but like now in the real world, like, and he goes, that's the only person that I would ever just like throw this to, because I know that it's done. Now we have to bring in like we really have to look at this from a government level to make sure that hey, this is even a like on their map. And he goes, then if it is, then we have to build the right program. He goes, but keep telling people we're going to do economic development at the governor's office. Can we start the conversation? What's up? Where we at? I don't know. Like I did not realize how slow the government. But it's all like all right.
Hey, I'm gonna lie. Hey, everybody.
I think it's really gonna shape into something. 2 to 4 years.
I need to know what's going on.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Many years longer than we can.
Yeah, I read his book. I was but I was really heavy in wedding history. Also Scott Scribe. But I took that in Dallas, and I was listening to his own. And then I opened up an office in the city, and like both of them. To me, it's just like it's easy. Parts of shit. And then you run it. So I did that. But then when I went back to also, I was reading from the book, I was driving around. All right. Core values are going to be like moral compass to should move the needle. And I was like, read this book because he was like, it's not going to change. And we all read books. It took about a year. We were going to open 2 new places. We got all the giving the marketing. You have 2 hours to work out. Just like Tony did in the book. Did it. And I started using the tackle actor to change the world. And I wrote it. But what I didn't expect was my hands were so when I was on this side, it blew up. And you came out here you paid for each cent. You toured it. Like, did the video. Entry level. My son was already here, so I moved out here. The only person I knew was my 2 guys tacos and had an apartment open downtown. And that's back when I was still alive. And then so like I was just right here in the middle of all of it. Like I would see him walking around, like telling people. It's just a cool time. So, I've been here ever since.
That's fantastic. And thanks for all the work you're doing, veterans. My dad, my uncle, my grandfather, my great grandfather, my brother, my son, all veterans.
Dang, we gotta get you in, bro. What are you doing for? You wanna go Marines or what? You kidding?
Thank you. I'm like,
You just
put
gotta
it down.
stare at it.
Thank you.
His
No,
phone,
sit and chat
his
here.
phone goes like it's not out way more. What I was saying though,
Yeah, I was
New York is absolutely craziest thing. I still can never wrap my head around the fact that humans built that city. It is so overwhelming walking through the seeing the magnitude of these buildings. Like, I've been there a couple times now, every time it's on, and I did this.
Does anything stick out to you as a favorite?
Yeah, yeah, city bike.
I
And I would just do it. I would just do it like I didn't know nobody, and I was
I didn't bring a lot of
maxing around because I've been to Detroit, I've been outside the city, whatever, and immersing in it and having those rentable bikes. I don't know. Adventure. It was like, the architecture is absolutely amazing. And then you find these little hole in the wall gyms of food. Out of nowhere. I don't know if you ever did you do the subway? Did you? No, I didn't. You done the subway? The subway is like something.
Making a little.
I went to the time ever in June. I ended up walking 46 miles. total like there from like Wednesday.
That's just my big-
Yeah, yeah.
School down.
What is,
Yeah,
like I said, like my part,
we're fun with children.
and then the other thing too is I went to a lot of upscale parties too, up in the high rise and stuff, and then when you get up there, then it's like a whole other thing. What the hell is
Yeah.
So
absolutely amazing?
the aid I have.
When I was at work at JRNY, I went to these NFT parties and just the strangest remote.
Oh, yeah, dude. One of the ones I went to was like, it was like.
I was
back
like,
in
it's
the
like all
loading
cute
dock.
stuff.
And then we went in, they looked for us, they fucking took us in this. And then we're in this like super high end, like, yeah, you don't even remember. Oh, no, I mean, I was. Those rates are fucking like, it looks like a straight warehouse on the outside and you get inside and then it looks like straight blade. Or a scene out of John Wick or something like that, you know what I mean?
And I opened the ticket and then we went in.
Yeah, it was wild, it was wild. Definitely seen too many sunrises out
They were like, the reason why we were looking for people that are on chain. And I was like, I have two on-chain collections. Oh, that's what this is grand. And now they're readjusting. They keep getting
Might have been off, yeah, it was in it. How wait, when was that? That was last year.
And I love that, but it's the same 48. And so.
I went, yeah,
Now
yeah.
the flags are up because I told them
the
I have to mention
convention.
about women in crypto.
Yeah, that's
They
cool.
can't
I mean,
do
it's
such hard
just-
benefits
it's
and
fun.
they do like
This is
innovation.
The side events is better. You're not gonna go to, if you're gonna go to the conference and convention and all that, no, it's all the side events.
Minority voices.
Mhm.
But like usually,
See
you
the
know, like one of the things when I was.
I mean, we all wanna
we would talk
connect
about
on a,
our
you know, like a
editorial team.
personal
Everyone
level,
wanted to
and
know
like,
if you could
sometimes it
passport.
takes,
Everyone,
you know,
like everything.
nice little
You
party
wanna
setting,
stay
and
here?
usually a
You
couple
good?
drinks, some people have.
I want my back to you.
Yeah, it's all good stuff. Have you been to New York?
Everyone was trying to get on the App Apple. And
Yeah.
we don't-
Oh, right?
The thing
I
that
mean, I didn't really
likely
do-
get you on there is.
I walked Times Square.
Oh, Times Square, yeah, Times Square is a whole other thing.
I'll probably there for.
You can.
I ended up staying an extra night because one of my coaches like didn't read the idea. By the time we were done with that, it was like 11:30, 12 o'clock. I was leaving the next day. I didn't want to just spend $350 for a hotel to sleep and stay in there. So I was like, just pack all my stuff in my backpack. I was like, I'll just walk around.
That's
That's what I did.
Yeah, you're on it. I was on it.
I did, but I made the mistake. I went- I did. I went around and then I was a report veteran, so I was actually on deployment when I was in Australia. So I've never been to the memorial, so I walked around all night and I ended up there the next morning.
I was trying to stay
That was
heartfelt,
cool.
but I know
I made the
sometimes
mistake though at
come
night,
off.
late night,
But they
trying to
also
learn
needed
the subway system. And there was only one point
They
where
say
I
they're
was
gonna
like,
adjust the
and I was
application
like,
process to include a bucket for
he
innovation.
asked people
Because
came
mine
down
does
and then I
not.
was just like,
And it's like
I
they're doing.
might
I
have
don't
to
do
fight
the,
my
I
friend.
do the.
Like, that was the only time I was like, and then after that I stayed.
But board. they have, like,
Hey, when I was there, it seemed like
that
it was, I don't know, when I was in Times Square, like late at night, it was like,
Got 5,000 units. and
That was fine. It wasn't bad. It was empty when I went too. It's just,
So when
I tried to like, oh, maybe I'll go somewhere else. I was like, this is a perfect time to learn the subway, not knowing. And then I got down there and I was like,
I would not, I would do that.
there was one time I just sat there and I was like, all right, this is
They're
how
like,
it's gonna go down. I was like, really? They're not going up without a fight. And then they just reminded everybody. Again, it was just a little
How you doing?
uncomfortable for me.
And so, good, thank you. Yeah, give her a cup. Hey, Cecil, can you hook her up with a crown?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, that's cool. Me, my own after.
Something, you know?
What's your name?
I like it, like pairing up with other projects. Yeah.
Um,
They're like, you should try the Vanderbilt. And Jinx told me not to try the Vanderbilt.
shoots everything.
IP royalty driven, but maybe not. Vanderbilt's
Yep,
in there.
and we'll,
Thinking.
he actually came all the way to it's on at Philip.
Hello, hi. I'm Blue. Nice to meet you. Hello, so good. Kendall, nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Dave.
Hey, Dave. No. Yeah, come on in.
We shoot everybody over here.
Oh, okay, cool. So she's getting the camera. Very nice. Your crown went out. Should I put it back on?
No, I'm not, because what I
Oh.
was taking pictures, the light,
You didn't like it?
No, like it's
Oh,
too bright because I got orange on. So like the light with the orange, so I was like, okay, man, I fixed it. I was like, okay, found it. And then the light from it. So
Oh,
it's like,
I love it.
it's the orange.
All right.
Like this. Oh,
Oh, Phil, do you want to like as well?
The QR code, go to your webpage.
Yeah, it goes to my Popple, which is has like all the
Thank you.
yeah, let me crown you.
Oh,
Wow.
very fancy.
Yes, part of the.
You are now crowned.
You are
sir.
now king.
This is good.
They're fun. I put my art shows on here and everything, all that good stuff.
So you can get to your link tree.
Yeah. It gives me my stats too, so it tells me what people click on the most.
oh,
Wait, we are ready. Our camera person's gonna get started. She's gonna, we'll wait for Jasmine to post the queue. Or what's her name, Jasmine too?
Yeah, probably that.
Oh, it's Kendall. Okay. And then yeah, so you
Do you
take,
remember Popple back in the day? No, like, you don't remember those?
you like,
These things like would pop itself and like become a ball.
that's awesome. I like it. It took a minute to get it all together, but it's done. Mhm.
So resourceful.
It's the best way to get people to get your info, right? Steve Black, I think we're gonna start soon if you guys wanna have a seat. Please. Do you wanna make an intro when they're sitting down with me? Or do you want Steve Black to do it? Okay, that's fine. Do you wanna do it?
Oh, no, it's okay.
Okay, all right. Steve Black, can you make an intro of me when we are ready? Okay.
yeah.
Very good, no problem. But you're good at JRNY TV.
I honestly, I don't know ultimately what you're looking for.
Okay, no problem. That makes sense. Yeah, that's right. You're like, how can I see how No, that's a fair answer.
Honestly, I was just plugging a little bit more into what has been going on throughout the evening. Honestly, there's just been a few things going on outside the gallery, so it's just,
I know, and that was deferring some people from coming in. Is everything sorted now?
Oh, more than sort of.
Good deal. Yeah, well, no, he came in and tried to approach me, so that's when I was like, who did I get this guy?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
appreciate that you jumped into that. Probably not an everyday thing.
Teamwork.
Only on Saturday.
Only
Like
on
the first,
Saturday.
the third Saturday of every month.
Right?
Mhm.
Right. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Do we have any streams going, or do you want me to turn some on?
No, I was gonna ask. I'm gonna turn it on.
Okay, turn it on. We got our men back there. Okay.
I'll share it from my page too.
Okay, cool. Boom, boom. We're working on it.
It's all good.
The studio in the other place is all dialed in. You just gotta turn buttons on. You've seen this before, but we're gonna start with TEDx. And I hate hearing myself talk, but gotta.
It's always weird when you hear your own voice, right?
Yeah.
I hate it. Every time I hear my
People
voice.
do a lot with this.
I'm the
streaming
same way.
video.
Yeah. Oh, I
It takes me time
know. Yes, that was an everyday thing.
Okay.
I kind of miss my files. It's all gone.
I know.
So is this live?
No, this is just, well, this one's live here.
Okay.
It's already, sorry, it's already on Blue Eye Queen if you wanna push it up. Boom, boom. Look at all the crown. Hey,
My blue-
nice touch. You just gotta, no, you want it to be party mode? Okay,
Now we're ready.
now
Oh yeah, it's live. All right, cool.
Oh,
Oh, all right.
No way.
hey.
So I'm standing with my back.
They're trying to scroll for copyrighted music. Shit.
Yeah,
You guys already see TikTok? It's frozen.
Yeah, I heard on Sunday.
it's
No,
from.
it's already frozen. It's already, yeah, as soon
Oh,
as you click
shit,
on it,
really?
if you open it, it says, we're sorry, the band has.
Wow.
Because I was doing good finally.
Wow, that's crazy. Do you have a mic?
Finally doing good.
I saw somebody's photo of it, and I was like, no, it's not. And I clicked on it.
Well,
I can
Here,
do
yeah,
that.
let me
I'll
catch
press
you.
for somebody
Here.
to do shit.
okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's actually.
It means I don't have all my saved videos too.
Check, 1, 2.
It's going on this one, the mic.
I read somewhere that you'd be able to like retain all of the data for what you did, like what you downloaded and stuff. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
Well, on iOS, you could use an Explorer to get in there, dig into the bulletin. So it's connected to your Mac.
Very nice. Is your stream music on too for later? So we can go straight into music mode? I'll find it. Is it? Okay, it's loaded. We'll go straight to the music mode. Okay, because I might be nervous and not talk for an hour.
Yeah.
We talked for a whole long or earlier.
You only
didn't
have
we?
3,500 tuning in. Found this message.
4,000. 4,400.
All right, give me share from one more page real quick.
Crypto Face, did you see your mutant on the
I
wall?
did. I didn't even know they put me up there. I'm over there right now.
It's pretty
I
dope.
took a picture. I'm over there.
We were surprised too.
I guess I was wondering how it was connected, but I forgot that I had connected everything.
Over, Crypto Face is on that wall.
Yeah,
Do you want my son showing soda?
yeah.
All right, guys, we are gonna get started here shortly. We are here with Black Queen. We got the whole fam here. We're coming in live from JRNY Lounge, Las Vegas, Nevada. A lot of these guys come here just for this day, so it's a very special moment. So, I think everybody here.
There's the camera here.
Yeah. So shout out to everybody who made it. Shout out to everybody who's seeing this online right now. Yeah, man, it's a very special event. For one, this is the wonderful Blue Eye Queen, the one and only. She's gonna give us one of her special talks, one of her keynotes presentations. She's a very, special speaker, a keynote speaker at TED Talk. So I don't know if you guys knew that, but she always ends off the shows, ends it off on a high note. So honored to have this event with her, as well as you guys. It means a lot for you guys to show up to this, because time is the most valuable thing that you have, and to share it in this intimate setting, as well as you guys, right? You could be doing this anywhere else. So thank you guys so much. I'm gonna hand it off to Blue Eye Queen, and yeah, we'll get it started. We'll get it jumping. Let's go.
Good intro. Thank you, C-Flag. Oh, it's so great. Okay, so for everyone that's never been here before, this is the JRNY Gallery, and they have NFT artists in different collections. And so every time you come in here, you'll be able to learn something new about somebody that's working on unique, special. JRNY reached out to me in December. I was really happy for that. They had said that they saw my Magic Eden collection 555 doing well online, and they had asked me if I'd be interested in doing an artist residency. So I said, okay, yeah, what's that mean? And they put up 21 of my beautiful abstractions in the front center as you walk in. It is such an honor and a privilege to have the right people see you in the light. This collection means a lot. There's 555 unique handmade paintings, and each have their own story and their own title. And it's like a CD album where you go from 1 to 25. But in this scenario, mine's 1 to 555. And so I have an ebook too that I can share with everybody. It's on my blog. But as you start to read through the ebook, you'll start to notice different shifts in my life, which is what this whole collection is going to be about. It's 5 angels in my life. We're going to get into that further. And each of them meant something to me. These persons were my service animal. And so before we get started, I just want to set up the floor. And Steve Slack had shared, I am a keynote speaker for TEDx. And I think that this will give everybody kind of a deep dive into what I'm about and what I've had to do to get here. And this moment was about 5 years ago, 6 years ago in Detroit, when I was able to move around on forearm crutches. But with my disability, and I had a boating accident in November, I'm now completely wheelchair bound. So trying to get adjusted to life like that has been really tough, but it's also humbled me. So when I see myself moving up and down this stage again, I keep wishing I could still do that. And I feel like I'm able to do that in its own way when I'm in my throne here today. So thank you for letting me start us off, and I can't wait to hear what you think. Okay, bueno. Oops, let me come over here. Perfect.
So
Yeah. Be awesome.
What if we looked at each other and didn't see limitations around us? When you look at me, you see me as I am today in front of you. But what you don't know is the emotional and the physical and the accessibility and the energy that it took for me to get here in front of you. And I could say the same about you. I don't know where you came from, what you're like, what you don't like, what your attitude seems like, but I look at you with my eyes and I open with my heart. Now let's think about this. What if we removed all of those limitations around us, those boundaries, and we were just people just trying to get by, trying to help each other out, happiness? I want to start with my version of what I call perseverance. And perseverance to me means moving in a state of grace at a continuous motion, despite challenges or obstacles that you might be facing to achieve success. Now, to me, this word, perseverance, is my life. How can you say that your life is in one word? I do. Every day I have to get up and I have to look for devices on the floor just so I can be mobile. By the time I get ready in the morning with the shower and everything, my hands are already red, blistered. I'm still ready to go because I'm excited and I can move and I can get places. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I was born with a disease called sacral agenesis. There's only 25,000 of us that are surveyed to have this disease. I actually think there's a little bit more than us, but not many know that this is what it is. When you have this disease, you're missing the entire bottom piece of your sacrum, where the tailbone is. So most of us are constrained to having no lower bodies. Maybe there's just small feet here, but that's just the way that we are. But I also think that we're small significances of angels living on this earth to teach you a lesson. So my biological father was an abusive alcoholic, okay? And my biological mother was a drug addict. Two people that wouldn't see me today if I didn't persevere for them, correct? So on November 2nd, I was born in Traverse City, Michigan. And the moment I was born, I was air shuttled to the University of Michigan Hospital in Ann Arbor to have life-threatening critical treatments. You can see me over here in what was an incubator, someone that you had to stick your hand in a glove just to have human touch. So my biological parents didn't want to have anything to do with this physical burden, so they put me up for adoption. They put me and my two brothers up for adoption because what was about to come for me was going to be a warrior, but a challenge for them. So that was the first seed that was planted into me, was not feeling wanted, feeling undesirable because I had something wrong with me. That the people that brought me into this world didn't want anything to do with me. That was the first seed. While I was growing up, I would visit with doctors weekly. And they would tell me, you're going to be constrained in a wheelchair. That's just the way that your life is going to be. You're going to have to accept that you're going to be like that, and you're not going to be able to move your body from the top to the bottom. And I just thought that was the first time I thought, no, there's no way that this is going to happen to me. Just because it's not happening today or overnight doesn't mean it can't happen tomorrow. So I started doing physical therapy. I started wearing full body braces. I started doing all these things to my body so that I could be stronger and stronger as a child. My parents now are my grandparents, and they adopted me and my brothers. My mom would make me wear shorts in public. And I hated that because people would look at me and they would look at me like crazy. And I felt ashamed. Like, why are they checking me because I'm so different? This isn't cool. Like, what's happening? And my mom would turn to me and say, it's because you're beautiful. That's why people are looking at you. So that was the first seed planted in me to be confident with who I am and start looking at people with my eyes and my heart. I realized while I was persevering through these challenges as a child that your body is just a skin. You are just floating from room to room. That's all it's doing. It really matters on how you speak to each other and how you embrace people when you see them. You can be humble. You can be empathetic. You would have never known that was me a long time ago, right? So I went from a wheelchair and full body braces to a walker and then a walker to crutches. And now you can't catch me out at the club on the weekend. I'm always dancing. Right?
So that was my first
Hey,
seed that was
yo.
planted into me, was not feeling wanted,
So much to
feeling
talk about.
undesirable because I had something wrong with me that
I broke out in
that
five
brought me into this world didn't want anything to do with
This is a
me.
big
That was
here
the first
celebration
seed.
of our family.
While I was growing up, I would visit
Always
doctors
strange.
weekly, and they would tell me, you're going to be
Sister.
constrained in a wheelchair. That's just the way that
No
your life is
doesn't
going to
mean
be.
that it's
You're going to have
not
to
going-
accept
no
that you're
doesn't
going to
mean
be
no
like that,
forever.
and you're
That's
not
what
going to
I'm
be able
trying
to
to
move
get
your
across.
body
It just means
from
no,
the
not now.
top to the bottom.
Just because
And
the
I just
people that
thought
brought
that
me
was
into
the
this
first
world
time I
didn't
thought, no,
appreciate me
there's
and
no
see that
way
there was a
that
lot
I'm
of
gonna,
light
this is
inside
gonna
me.
happen to me. Just
Doesn't mean that
because
maybe one day I
it's
won't
not
meet
happening
them.
today
It
or
doesn't mean that
overnight,
there won't
doesn't
be
mean it can't
but I
happen
need to be ready to
tomorrow.
open that door.
So I
need to
started
be
doing
ready to what's
physical
behind it.
therapy. I
And
started
just
wearing
because the
full body
doctors told me that I would
braces.
never
I
walk
started
with them when I
doing all
believe
these
them.
things to my
Look at me, I'm
body
standing here
so
right
that
here
I
in front
could
of
be
you, moving my
stronger and
bodies around.
stronger as a
And I want you to
child.
think of that.
My
If you don't have
parents
something
now
in
are
this
my
moment,
grandparents, and they adopted me and
it
my
doesn't mean that
brothers.
it's not going
My
to be
mom would make
possible for
me
you
wear
if you
shorts
visualize
in
it,
public.
if you
I hated
envision
that
it.
because people
Your
would look at
eyes
me
are
and
windows
they would
for
look at me like
opportunities.
crazy.
When you look
And I
at
felt
people, I want you
ashamed.
to
Like,
look at me
why are they
here,
checking me
not
because I'm
here.
so
I want
different?
you to
This
remember to
isn't
use
cool
your
what's
heart to talk to
happening.
people.
And
To
my
me,
mom
how's your day going?
would
How
turn
are
to
you
me and
feeling?
say, it's
I want
because
everyone
you're
to do something for
beautiful.
me right now.
That's why
I want
people
you
are
to
looking
look
at
to your
you.
neighbor on
So
the
that
left.
was the first seed planted in me
Look
to
at
be
your neighbor like in their
confident
eyes,
with who I
please.
am. To start looking at people with my kindness in my heart.
Okay.
I realized
Look to
while
your
I was
neighbors on the
persevering
right.
through these challenges as a
Okay.
child
There you go.
that
Don't you feel
your
more
body is
connected
just a
now to the
skin.
people that are sitting
You
around
are
you?
just
You
floating
shouldn't
from
have to feel
room
that there's
to
a
room.
disconnect
That's
or a
all it's
boundary
doing.
that
It
limits
really
you from the
matters
people
on
that
how you
are
speak
around
to each
you.
other and how you
Now that
embrace
I've
people when you see
experienced
them.
all of these
You can be
things,
humble. You
I'm
can be
able to share
empathetic.
these
You
stories
would
with
have
you.
never known
Every time
that
there's
with me
something
a long
going
time
on in my
ago,
life,
right?
I just think it's supposed to
So
be
I
another
went from a
obstacle
wheelchair and
that
full
I'm
body
supposed to
braces
overcome
to a
because my life
walker,
has never been
and then
easy.
a walker to
It has never
crutches.
been a day
And
easy,
now
but
you
you
can't
know,
catch
I'm
me out at the club on the
embracing
weekend. I'm
that I'm
always
smart
dancing.
and pretty. I can
Right?
move around and I can get to where I need to go.
Ayo.
And you should also think of that in your
No
situation.
doesn't
The
mean
things that are
that
around
it's
you, what are
not
you
going.
grateful
No doesn't
for?
mean no
What are you
forever.
humble
That's what I'm
for?
trying
Is
to get
it really
across. It
worth
just means
it
no,
to get
not
upset
now.
over that thing?
Just because the
Nah.
people that
If
brought
it
me into
doesn't
this
matter
world didn't
5
appreciate me
years
and
from
see
now,
that
it shouldn't
there was a
matter
lot of
5
light
minutes
inside
from
me,
now.
doesn't mean that
Hell
maybe one day
yeah.
I won't
Okay.
meet them.
But all right,
Doesn't mean that there won't be a time, but I need to be ready to open that door.
if you
I need to be
envision
ready
it,
for what's
that
behind
means
it.
that you're already
Just because the
preparing the
doctors told me
future.
that I would never
Hey, I
walk
want to
doesn't
go
mean I
travel
believe
this
them.
place. I want
Look at
this
me, I'm
one
standing
job.
here right here
You're
in front
already
of
going
you,
to be
moving my
doing
bodies
it.
around.
But if
And
you
I want you to
visualize
think
it,
of
how am
that.
I going to do it?
If you don't have
How am
something
I going to
in
move
this
around?
moment,
How am I going to get off of these
it
things?
doesn't mean that
One
it's not
step
going to be
at
possible for
a
you if you
time,
visualize
right?
it, if you envision it.
Thank
Your
you.
eyes are windows for
I want
opportunities.
to challenge
When you
yourself,
look at people,
and I want you to
look at me
challenge yourself, and
here,
here's why.
not here.
I
I
was
want
able
you to
to get
remember
out
to
of
use
a
your heart to
completely
talk to people.
situation where I
Need
wasn't
help?
able to move my
How's your day
body.
going? How are you
Now I'm
feeling?
traveling the
I want
world.
everyone
I've
to
been
do
to
something for me
36
right
countries
now.
in 4
I
years
want you
with
to
my
look to your
chihuahua.
neighbor
We
on the
do this
left.
together. And
Look at your
that
neighbor
to
and
me
in their
was
eyes,
amazing.
please.
And that just shows if I can do it, then you
And
can
I
do
want
it.
you to,
So this
okay,
last
now
survey before I
switch.
close the
Look
show,
to your neighbor on
I
the
want
right.
everyone to put their hands in their
Okay.
lap. Close your
There
eyes.
you go. Don't you feel more
Raise your
connected now
hand
to the
if you
people
have
that
a
are sitting
physical
around you?
disability, whether
You
that's
shouldn't have to
a
feel that there's a
wheelchair, a
disconnect or a
cane,
boundary
crutches. Raise
that
your hand,
limits you
please.
from the people that
Okay,
are around
keep them
you.
up. Raise your
Now
hand
that
if
I've
you have an
experienced
internal
all
disability,
of these
emotional,
things,
anxiety,
I'm able to
depression.
share these stories with
Raise your
you.
hand if you have an
Every time there's something going on in
invisible
my life, I
disability,
just think it's supposed
diabetes,
to be
Crohn's
another
disease.
obstacle that I'm
Okay,
supposed
open
to
up your eyes, look
overcome
around the room.
because my life has
Thank you.
never been easy. It has never been a day easy, but you know, I'm embracing
Okay,
that I'm
we're
smart,
good.
I am pretty, I can move around, I can get to where I need to go.
Good.
And you should also think of that in your situation. situation, the things that are around you. What are you grateful for?
Don't
What are you
talk to
hungry
me.
for?
No,
Is
no,
it
no,
good?
Awesome.
Is
What do we
it
think? It's
exactly
nice.
that thing?
TEDx?
Or not? If it doesn't matter
2018 or
5
19, I think that one was.
years from now,
Yeah,
it
it
shouldn't
was a good
matter
one,
5 minutes
right?
from now.
That was in the Detroit,
Hell no. Okay. All right,
Masonic
let's whoop,
Theater.
whoop, whoop. There we go. Yeah.
4,000
If
person.
you envision it, that means that you're already preparing your future. Like, hey, I want to go travel this place. I want this one job. You're already envisioning it. But if you visualize it, how am I going to do it? How am I going to move around? How am I going to get off of these things one step at a time? Right?
incredibly inspiring. And to this day, like I think
Thank you.
about just having.
I want to challenge
Continue to
yourself,
compare yourself.
and
hate
I
to
want
say
you
it
to
that
challenge
way, but,
yourself,
like,
and here's
keep
why.
going, like you,
I
just
was
doing
able
mental
to get out of a
diversity and how you
completely
stay so positive
situation where I
and you
wasn't
push
able to
through
move my
and you do it
body.
every day and you
Now
do
I'm
it again and
traveling
you do
the
it
world.
again and you
I've been
do
to
it with such
36
a great
countries in 4
attitude.
years with
It's
my
so
Chihuahua.
inspiring, I think,
We
for
do
people.
this
And I'm
together.
sure this is a lot of
And
people.
that to
I
me
love
is
that you're sharing
amazing.
this more.
And that just shows if I
Oh,
can do
thank
it,
you.
then you can
Appreciate
do it.
that.
So this
I
last
remember,
survey before
I
I
remember
close the
that day
show,
as well.
I want everyone to put their hands
Shared
in
it
their
with
lap.
our whole team
Close your eyes.
at Yuga before I came on board.
Raise your hand if
And
you
I
have
kind
a
of broke the
physical
ice a little
disability,
bit.
whether that's
And
a wheelchair,
then
a
I started
cane,
making all the ADA
crutches.
guidelines
Raise your
to
hand,
the
please.
office so that we could be
Okay,
more
keep them
inclusive.
up. Raise your
These are
hands if you
good.
have an internal
Thank you.
disability,
Anybody else want to
emotional,
comment
anxiety,
before? Okay.
depression. Raise your hand if you have an invincible
First off, you're an
disability,
absolute
diabetes,
inspiration.
Crohn's disease.
Always. I
Okay,
feel like
open up your eyes
it
and
is
look
a
around the
key
room.
component for all of
Thank
us
you.
to inspire one another because that's all we have is the now. I definitely resonate with so many things. I always try to ensure that anybody will give it to me as well as one day at a time. And then I like to add on, which was, my mom used to bless me with this. She said, take it one day at a time and remind yourself that everything's going to be okay. Because it's going to start with the confidence. I also live by values that I know you live by as well. You got to watch your thoughts because they become your words. There's a whole, I want to pause on that for 1 second, but reality is your perception. It is your state of mind. And the only limitations that you have are the ones that you put in front of yourself. From those words will be your actions, your habit, your character. It determines your destiny. And it all starts with the thought. And I feel like for anybody as well that can relate to that is I feel like there's a common mental illness, no matter what illusion that we see fit in this reality that we share together. And it's the hindrance of mind. It's the poison of mind, because if you say it can be, then you can see it. And if you can see it, that reality is true. And I believe it is true. And you can believe it's true too. And I truly resonate with everything that you said and spoke on. And remember, the vibration is frequency. And the higher we raise that bar, the more you're going to attract that same energy into your life, 100%. And I appreciate you for having me as well.
Thank you. Oh, I'm like
I
speechless.
feel like it's like open forum, like spaces.
Yeah, we can. Yes, let's go.
Yeah, it's like Clubhouse. Let's go there.
Yes, let's go.
So not wandered in. I just met Blue today, and as soon as she came next door, there was like an event going on next door. I was like, I know you. I have no idea. I don't know what it was. And then you were sitting in the restaurant, and then the whole time we were doing a live podcast, I just kept thinking like she should be on the show. I don't know why.
I was bopping around.
Yeah, I didn't even know. And then I went and talked to her, and then it was amazing because it was just kind of one of those human experience moments where your energy is impeccable. It's contagious. I also have done a TEDx talk, and it's amazing like where we're at when we do those, and it becomes a really cool way to just kind of like pave the way for new conversations. Yours is brilliant. But it's just everything. It echoes everything that we talked about earlier. So to see that was great.
We got to share that out early. How can people find the podcast from today?
Yeah, I can share it. It's on our YouTube channel for Pursue Vegas. That's probably the easiest one to find.
Okay, we'll type it in. Post it up.
Do you have social media?
Twitter or anything?
Twitter.
We're mostly Twitter people.
Yeah, I know.
I
We do, but I need to figure it out.
mostly Twitter.
I did have it on Twitter, but then they changed it to X. I don't know if I still have it.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, we can keep going open mic.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I think one of the things that attracted me to like what you got going on is that you have that perseverance, that motivation, right? Because I remember like back in the day, probably like 2019 and stuff like that. When I used to work at restaurants, I used to Gordon Ramsay steak here. I used to like bus tables and stuff. And during that time, like I remember, because the servers, they're like, they would have these really good presentations, right? And then back then, I would spill the bread, right? and I would pour the water, right? But I remember I used to get so much anxiety just like, just doing that. I would have to go outside and just like sit down and meditate for like 2 minutes. So one of the things that Ben was saying is just like the mind, right? Like what you perceive. you know, that could actually be something that can hinder you, right, to what your full potential is. And then your perspective on how you view things, how that can actually change everything for you, as well as like who you attract in life and who you inspire, right? So I think with what you're doing, you know, you play such a huge part in everyone's life in terms of inspiring them, right? And I think that's one of the things that a lot of people don't have. You know, they you know, they could be, we could walk by people on the street and they look like they're perfectly fine. You know, they're just hidden, you know, hiding behind what, you know, like a mask, right? So I think what you're doing, being able to be so vulnerable, you know, that's, you know, a gift, right? And for you to be able to do that and shed that light to others, like you just met today, and he's talking about energy, because energy is a real thing, right? Like the vibration you process. But a question for you is, I mean, like, did you always have that? How did
How do I get this?
Is that how you share that song?
How do I get this drip? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, okay, that's a great question. How did the energy come into form? Just all of the years of being the only different person in my community, and coming from Michigan and growing up in the Detroit scene, it's tough. Like, if you've never been to Detroit, it's not easy. And so I realized I needed to be as big as possible in order to get through some of the situations. And so I just was a little mighty mouse. I would just amplify with my voice and lead with the eyes, and people did not want to step in front of me. And so I worked in the gas stations with the bulletproof, when you got to put the money in and spin it, and people are chopping up at me all day. And I did not let any of that come at me. I was 19 years old with the toughness. And now I'm getting up to my 40s, and I'm able to change the temperature in a room just from sitting there with vibrancy, because now I know how to control the frequency, and I know how quantum physics and quantum forces work. You can attract those people in your life at certain parts depending on what you really want and what you foresee yourself as a visionary. And so now I'm becoming a lot more tired these days, and so my energy has been a little bit lower because I'm getting into more of a deterioration state. But I try not to let any of that focus or that money get through. I just keep remember that one time you were doing it that one way, and I just keep trying to replicate that and going up and going up. But it is being with a support team as well, because I don't think I'd be able to get up every day if I didn't have the family and the Web3 world always giving me that grace and that praise. It makes it worth it when you can say that you changed somebody's life. And a lot of people reach out to me with mental health illness, and they have the same things that are going on, and they tell me I saved their lives. And that means a lot, because that shows that one person could really move the mountains, could really put, like you wrote in my book today, a dent in the universe. Thank you for that book, by the way. I got blessed by gifts all day. I loved it. So appreciate the question. Do we want to do open mic clubhouse again? It's fun.
Well, I definitely didn't get a chance to ask you a question, but it was kind of going through my mind. Just from the creative aspect, when you were creating the 555 collection, were you painting these out and then revisiting them to see how you were going to name them with their descriptions? Or did you go into it as a dual process? I am painting this feeling and this is what I'm doing, and then gave your description. I just kind of wanted to touch on, like, how was the order of the process done? Were these all made first, or were you making them and naming them, and how that whole process went? Because I'm sure everybody would love to know how these 555 hand painted paintings came to existence.
Crazy, girl.
And for anybody listening too, they have such powerful descriptions, and I also picked one up myself and was blessed with two, and it is very inspiring. That was my question towards you. Just how did it happen, the order, and so forth?
That's super. So when the opportunity first came up, it was through a Telegram channel with Johnny Metaverse of Magic Eden. And we were kind of going around in circles about, like, hey, I'd like to do this collection. It'd be really special to have it IRL during Art Basel. In the Magic Eden, they had a villa too, so I could do a live mint in Miami with 4 showcases. And that was 2 weeks away from the time of the point where I was at. And I was like, how am I going to cook together 555 paintings? This was right when I got into my boating accident. I was ejected from a boat, and I had a broken foot, and I had surgery, and I had all this trauma going on. So I was laid up, and I was like, this is going to be a hard one. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this one off. So I met one of my angels, now my fiance, Matthew, and we met at a co-working space. And he's like, you can do it. I'm going to help you do it. I'm going to help you set it all up. So we did 10, 12, 14 hours where we're looking through old jump drives, these big old jump drives, and started pulling these paintings out. And then we would take the painting and we would Google reverse search it, and we'd find it on my blog. So it was painted in Bali or Colombia or Detroit or wherever it was 10 years ago. And I would just use that description of where that painting was. It was a whole technical process to go and try to find where these paintings came from. And then the ones that I couldn't find, I was just like, okay, I painted this doing this, and how can I make it kind of fall into line? And so with the Magic Eden process, there's a playbook that you have to follow before you can be on the launch pad. You have to have the metadata a certain way. You have to have the megabytes of the file a certain way, the cropping. I ended up hopping online and hiring some Python developers from Fiverr and Upwork. I mean, you got 2 weeks to put this together, and they want all your files the week before, which I was not able to do, but they still exempted me because I'm a one-woman show. And so as I started ordering all of these and putting them into order, I realized I better make it so that if someone does read it from 1 to 555, they're able to feel my whole story. They can feel the happiness or the sadness or the achievements. And there's a lot of nuggets in there that are kind of dark, but it's because you're having a human experience, and it's not always going to be something that makes you feel good. And I'm not sure if any of you know All City BAYC. He was a part of ApeCoin GWG, it's a small business grant. He told me a story about one of his friends that's a street artist in a wheelchair. So he'd pull up on the train tracks in his wheelchair, and he'd be tagging trains, and he made his own logo, and the logo was like this with this down. And he would say to me, when I had talked to him about a small business grant, I had said that I only put out happy content. I only put out stuff. And he's like, well, you got to show people when you're sad too. You can't let everybody think that every day is a good day. So then I started showing like some of that darker stuff, like me in the hospital, or me actually experiencing pain, or me having problems with the chair breaking or some other thing going on. And people have pleasure in pain for some reason. So I had a lot of cyberbullying going on. So I was like combining all of this at the same time of creating this collection, which was 555. And when the collection was happening, this was around the month of December. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to make it down there. I'm going to have a lot of problems. So I reached out to the ape community, the Cigar City Apes, and they all pulled up. They all met me at Fort Cuban. They helped me with all my paintings. They pulled everything together. They carried me. It was amazing. Every time I turned around, somebody was like, how can we help you be as comfortable as possible? And that to me made me realize that you can be completely immobile and you have your arms and your legs of your friends around you. And when the collection went online, it was like minting in real time, which was so beautiful. People were reaching out and doing this thing while we were in Miami. And then it didn't sell out right away, which I actually thought was better. It took 3 weeks to sell out, but it was 3 weeks of everyone kind of chatting about it. And now they're still talking about it. And both collections have sold out, which to me, it doesn't matter if it's sold out or it doesn't, but that shows that people are interested and that they like the story. And it makes me want to keep sharing more about that story. But it's over 10 years worth of art that took hours and hours to find. And I don't know if I want to do a collection that big again, but now that it's done and it's beautiful and it's out there, JRNY amplifying me and expanding me, and all of you here with my angel supporters, it makes it like one of the highest achievements of my whole life. So thank you for sharing that with me.
What do you have planned next? I mean,
take over the world. I need to get my own PJ, and I need to have it painted. Isn't that what we were talking about earlier? We're gonna get me a PJ, and I'm gonna paint it myself and fly.
I don't sell private jets.
No, but he offered it. Yeah.
We're just offering that up to the universe in exchange.
Like, hey, he's like, how do you get around? You just need to do it this way. I'm like, yeah, I do. That's the best way. Well, I'm full-time in this creator mode. So I have a children's book that I've created about my service animal, Coco. And she passed away during the hurricane. I had 2 hurricanes. Yeah, this year's been rough. So before I had the broken foot in October, we had 2 massive hurricanes come into Tampa St. Pete, and they were, you probably saw them on the news, Category 5. It was wild. It was something I've never experienced. And Coco had a stroke, actually. She was so scared. She was 15. She had a stroke right in my arms, and I didn't want her to have to keep, she was having problems walking. I knew it was coming. That was a big moment. And then 2 days after, my birth mom passed away, and I'm her guardian. So when I talk about not sure if I wanted to meet my parents in my TEDx, I ended up becoming my mom's guardian. I ended up not having any resentment towards what happened with what was going on, and I started taking care of her from a distance. And so when she had sepsis, as I think it's called, I had to be the one that helped coordinate for her to get the best care that she can so she could pass away peacefully. And so this whole last year has just been trauma in a way where it's like once one thing is done, then it seems like the next thing keeps hitting me. And right now I'm in the middle of probably one of the hardest traumatic experiences. My fiance, he had taken an antidepressant that his father had prescribed him, and he tried to commit suicide on the second day of January. So he opened up the compact shoe of our laundry, and he had an adverse reaction, and he jumped down it. And he survived. He's alive, and he's doing well. He walked right out of it, 6 stories down. My mother carried him all the way down. He was not supposed to go anywhere. But his family has a very bad controlling tactic with drugs, manipulation, and not respecting boundaries, actually breaking into our homes a few times. And so I attempted to be able to stay with him, but his father's pulled power of attorney, and so I haven't been able to be in touch with Matthew in 2 weeks. And he's blocked me from every single social media network, so I'm not able to get back into his world. But I am, you'll see him kind of rotating on the pictures here. I know physically and spiritually, like it is the energy. If you see that it's going to happen, he's going to be there again. That is what's going to happen. And he's a grown man, and he's going to come back to competency, and he's going to find his way back to me. And I just feel that this separation now of my angel that could have passed away in the care of my home is now doing a cry for help with me spiritually. So we just got to do a quick prayer for Matthew real quick, and let's just give him the strength that he needs to get through what he's going through right now. It's a traumatic experience. It's a minor brain injury. They did 8 scans. They couldn't find anything, walked right out of it. Those are the angels blessing him, and let's just bring him home. And that's all you can do. So in heaven we pray, amen. Thank you. And so now I'm in a moment of my life where I'm trying to stay as busy as possible and create as much as possible and let the resources of law enforcement and the caseworkers and all the other people that are helping me right now to do what's right for the world. And I think that with my high power and faith in the creator in the heavens, it'll work the way it's intended to work, and you just have to be patient, which is what we have to do. So I thought last year was a tough year. This year's been kind of a big whammy. But I'm not letting anything stop me. I could have canceled this trip. I could have stopped. I could have stayed in my house. I could have been depressed. But I chose to keep letting that flame go. And even though the flame of my fiance is dimmed right now, it doesn't mean it's not there. It's just he's got to come back to himself before he can come back to me. But I need to keep fueling this flame because this is what is ultimately going to bring all of this awareness together, that we might look like we've got it all put together, but there is a million things that someone might be going through. And you could be the happiest person in the world, like Robin Williams, and have so many things that could be possibly wrong. And so I wanted to share that personally with you because Matthew was one of the angels that I included in this 555 collection. So my mom being the first. When the pictures rotate from the screens, you'll actually see my my mother, she's my grandmother. She helped me paint and do all of these. So you're all going to go home with a piece of my mom today. And that's really nice. So the picture of her, I pulled some of that separately. And then my sister, she passed away a week after my mom passed away. And my sister was actually the one that would put me on the bus every day and take me to all my doctor's appointments and pick me up when the kids were mean to me in school. So losing my mother and then losing my sister a week later was like, oh my gosh, like what is the world wanting to show me? But then I realized they wanted to be at peace and rest, and that they want me to be able to continue my life without having to worry about what they're thinking about. So when I'm doing all of my angel duties, I always think about what would my mom and my sister do? What would they do? What could I call and say to them right now? And they give me like the best advice ever. And that's the type of energy I put into the work, which is why I think people really like it. And my third angel is my Coco. She was 16 years old. She's a service animal. Coco was a little baddie. She lived with me in Colombia, and they called her Coquito. And she lived with me in Mexico and Cali and Chicago. She's probably traveled with most Americans, let's just say that. And she had 2 passports. One was a Spanish passport and one was American passport. So you could not touch Coco. She was like more than a canine dog. She could sit and like Coco had it all. And I'll be getting another service animal. I'm just kind of waiting for that time. And my 4th angel is my birth mom, Kim, because I didn't think my whole life I'd ever want to reconnect with my biological family just because of everything I have to go through every day. But then I think to myself, if I didn't have to go through that, would I be this person? Would I be this quirky, sparkle, blue character? I don't know. Maybe. Would I have this toughness about myself? It's possible. And then my last angel, which is my fiance, Matthew, he sees me for me here. He was the one that helped me drive those 10, 12, 14 hours to get the show ready and to do JRNY. He was supposed to be here as well. His birthday was on Thursday. And so it was him planting the seeds to say, you can still go out and do the thing. And when I first came to Las Vegas, it was 2 weeks ago, right? I had told Trinity I'm in a chair, and she's like, okay, we're going to come out and help you. So her and Nick, they came all the way to the end to come and get me because I was alone and Matthew wasn't able to be here. It was the day after the accident happened, and I was just worried and scared I wasn't going to be able to do anything. But then it's those people that are around you that help you do it that make the world feel like it's possible. It's possible to do it because you're out there. You're 99% of the people don't show up. I'm showing up. I don't know what to expect, and I know that someone's going to jump in to help me. So I know it's a long-winded answer, but
Oh, that's great. I mean, it was good sharing your story.
Thank you.
That was deep. There's a lot of facets to it.
That was to be fun.
I want to know, so because you're doing full time, so there's a lot of artists and thing creators, right, doing the same thing. They aspire to be to do what you do.
Yep.
What advice would you tell them?
So for the new artists coming in, let's see. So if you're interested in being on a chain, I would say the best thing to do is just study what people are working on and what people have out there. Like, just go to what's on Magic Eden or any of the marketplaces, see what quantities they're going for, what ape value, etc., just so you can know your market, and then just start constructing ideas around that. Like, is there a goal or idea behind what you want to accomplish? Because each of my collections have been very meaningful. It's not like a PFP collection where it's like a face or something else. Hey, welcome in. We're doing an artist talk. If you are interested in joining us, you can walk around and pop over. Thank you for joining us. Very nice. And so, yeah, so if you're interested in being on the blockchain, start setting it up, start doing your research, so seeing what's out there, what people are buying and selling for, and then join other communities to ask people to help you. When I first started my collection, but the Believer team was they were astronomical. Every little question I asked, they gave me this beautiful, elaborate answer. It made me feel very valued. And I was one of the first artists that they selected, and now they're so busy that there's a huge waiting list. So they use a lot of my questions towards their README files. So the resources are out there. It doesn't happen overnight, so I definitely wouldn't rush it. But if you plan it ahead, get your content together, get your descriptions, set up giveaways. Giveaways are really good. Do spaces with people like us. And let people know that you have this thing going on and how they can support you. Welcome in, and that's the pavement to get you started.
That's good advice.
Hello, hi, welcome in. You just started. Hi, nice to meet you. He's amazing. You want to have tea?
Here, let me see.
Mm-hmm.
I'll open it up. You guys got any questions you want to ask?
Boom, boom, boom.
Questions. I just want to give you flowers.
Aww.
Got to. Appreciate you, man, for everything.
Thank you for coming out and driving.
Oh, yeah.
That's the whole thing. That was a mission.
We did the same thing.
No, but like I was saying, I just wanted to give you flowers. Like, just finding it. Just starting your story. You're going through. Just had to do it. Just it's a big part of it. Just like one of the reasons why I'm here now. You're getting to come out and drop some Arizona. You just keep pushing. Like, I lost 2 of my angels last year.
Yeah, you mentioned this morning, your grandma.
Both my great
year. So it was kind of like a similar thing. You endured, so just being able to like see that, like knowing that people going through the same things. So just knowing that, like just finding them, just keep pushing, just keep going. But like I said, I love your art. I love your inspiration behind what you're doing. So, appreciate you. You keep just doing what you do.
Give you a hug. Thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you for your grandma's tonight. Yeah, he was on the fence this morning about coming out. I'm glad you did. I was like, please come.
Just a little follow up and rest with the angels, everybody who's, it's always a interesting topic of conversation depending upon how you view reality. But we have chapters and we have stories and we have moments in life that define the next stages of who we become. And without those experiences, we wouldn't be the people that we are today. And taking from that is a lot of strength and energy that's embodied behind all that. Honestly, just first thing that I just crash landing and getting the amount of information and the inspiration behind your vulnerability and willingness to share. And that voice it's difficult to be vulnerable like that because you can get two types of reactions. But it's truly a blessing to hear your story and then to connect it with anything else that may be clouding or happening in our own personal lives. So just that was the first thing I wanted to say in response to you responding to the question. And then I still wanted to wrap my head around it because I love to meticulously dissect everything. So it was a collection that was built over 10 years. Is that what you're saying? These were all paintings done by yourself over 10 years.
Yes.
And
in
then
different parts of the world.
Different parts of the world, over 34 countries, right?
38 now.
38,
36 there.
38 now.
Or 34 there.
And bravo, and I applaud you. I applaud you for waking up every day, for the fact that you do show up. And you've made 2 trips out here
within a few weeks.
Within a few weeks.
Yeah.
And you are a soldier no matter where your life is taking you on your journey. Maybe your fiance was supposed to be here, maybe he wasn't supposed to be here. Maybe there's other stories that are unfolding within your own bravery and your courage. And that is truly inspiring. And sometimes I kick myself in the foot for sleeping in, and sometimes sleeping in for me is 4 to 5 hours. And then you still got to operate on the body. But I wanted to go back to your collection 10 years in. Did you take each painting as you were making them and then wrote your description, or did you tell your story afterwards? Because as you were saying, it's a start to a finish. And yes, there's the emotions, there's the dark, and the entanglement upon just being a human being. How was the process? I'm so curious.
Yeah.
Did you go back?
I went back and found the stories.
And found
on my blog. Yeah. So the art was already their art was already in galleries, like in Bali or in Colombia or in Detroit. So the art was already shown somewhere and had a tag. So I had to go and find that story.
Wow.
So that's why I'm saying Matthew is a gem, because he helped me find all those stories. And then the ones that I couldn't find, I just wrote them based off of the other ones that were in the collection, because I know that was the same vibe. So it was a very short 2 weeks. And then it turns out.
So 2 weeks is how much you ended up putting all the stories to the 555
because they had gave me the yes to
Oh
launch
my
it.
goodness.
No, please.
That needs to be
a part of the party.
I mean, come on now. It's not only a process to come up with that much art and to put out something so amazing, and you have 2 collections out. I didn't know that. Okay, so you just answered my question, and I got such a.
But the irony about the stories is the Magic Eden engineers couldn't attach the stories to the painting. So the stories aren't on the paintings on Magic Eden after all of that. And then they put me in queue to fix it, but it's actually not a feature they can do, even though they told me they could. So the irony is all the stories are written, and you have to reach out to me to give Magic Eden, you need to fix that.
Yeah, we need to do that.
But so then the people reach out, and then I have to go into the spreadsheet and give it to them. But that's what the ebook's for. But Yes, I appreciate that you like and value the stories because that's like the part of what's the most important part. Is what is the feeling behind the art. Maybe after they listen to this, they'll give me the version 2 and put all the stories on here.
Shout out to everybody. We have 417 people online.
What? Awesome. Cool. Might get some fake ape money. Right? The joke. You get like tokens for streaming. Yeah. Okay, he's the new guy.
As long as I get my 45%.
Oh yeah, well it's 48 earlier. So we're
40 was
going down.
48, see?
Okay, we're going down.
Let's go. Retweet, like space. Also, we have live comments. So yeah, you can drop some comments in there if you got questions as well. Yeah, let's run it.
Are there any questions and no comments or?
Not yet, no.
Okay.
I'm a little salty. This is your second trip here, and I didn't know about the first one. Only because I would have loved to have helped you. I knew you wouldn't want to inconvenience me, but I love to help you if I can.
Thank you, Soda. I was trying to keep it more on the DL just in case his family saw me posting about it. So I was trying to be very stealth mode.
I respect your journey. I'm just thinking.
Yeah, I should have hollered. She is my person here.
You have another person.
Yeah, and CES was that week.
Yeah, we did.
And I could have stayed through CES. Yep. Now I know not okay to hit you up. Never ever bother.
They had some really cool robotics like that we were looking at before. Is that still an option for you?
I think so. I wore a suit a couple years ago in Chicago. It is. They are just very hesitant about letting me be built into it because they don't want any injuries to happen. But I'm telling you, like, I will sign away my whole life again. I think it's good for technology of other people that want it, but they're not feeling the same. But we'll keep it going, right? But it's been a whole decade process trying to find the suit, and I end up getting one to let me wear one, and I was walking in it. I'll have to share that with you next time. So the suit hooks up to the back of you with AI. It's a jetpack. It's probably more sexy now, but it was a big fat jetpack, and the lady would hold it, and the AI would have these tubes that went down to the foot plate, and then she'd hold the iPad and it scanned my body, and it knew all of everything was going on, and as I touched the foot plate, it walked me. And it was like I was walking for the first time without using anything. It was really cool. And that is the future. And I had said to them, and that trip was me going from Chicago or Columbia, living in Columbia with Coco. We went to Miami. We drove my car from Miami to Detroit, and Coco and I took I don't know. My family wanted to see me in Detroit. And then we took a train from Detroit to Chicago. They haven't seen me. It was like a year plus. So we went from train there with the dog, Coco, and this was like COVID times almost, where no one was allowed to come in with their dog. But I pulled out those 2 documents of Coco, and she was the only service animal that they've seen in like a really long time. So everybody wanted to play with her, and that gave me longer walking time. So it worked out. But I hope it's called Shirley Ryan Biomodem. Please let me come back. That's the name of the suit.
For questions, what do you plan to do with do you have any other collections that you plan on dropping?
Alpha. Alpha. I think that maybe I should position myself collaborating on my next collection. I think maybe I see you. You're like, you're like, I'm the newbie.
Could be my first collection.
I think like a humanitarian project or something would be really interesting. I was maybe considering doing a collection about Coco. So then she's got like different color badges and things like that. And then the profits go towards something that's significant for people that have disabilities. So I want to go out and find that next thing and make it more meaningful, even though these first 2 were really cool. But if anyone has any ideas for me, I've got open ears. I never stop creating. I have 400 paintings at my new apartment in Tampa, and I've been pulling them all out. So I've got options to do other stuff. These paintings came out of storage units that I didn't even know existed, and my sister shipped them all down to me from Detroit. I don't even know where this stuff came from. So I've got art for art and art. So if anyone wants to do something, let's go.
I mean, just putting it out there into the universe and collecting, and we're pretty much surrounded by musicians. It'd be nice to see some instrumentation maybe put behind some of your paintings, even if they were 15 to 25 second clips of of beats or sequences put
Mhm.
together,
I love it.
which could be a collaborative effort, just possibly throwing something out.
I like it.
Because we've got the words that were attached. Now it'd be beautiful to maybe co-collaborate, seeing how these paintings could be translate through
Different minds and different
translated
imagination.
through musical representation,
Mhm.
maybe an
Beautiful.
interpretation. It's just,
It combines more than one artistry. It's like hitting all the senses. That's really nice. I love it. We're gonna chop it up.
We should use it. Also, too, what do you have planned for this event? Well, not this event, but you're like a resident here. So, I mean, this is a pretty dope spot to have events. JRNY Crypto's a big deal, right?
I know. It's so awesome. This is
I remember my first time in here, I was like, mind blown, and now we're sitting here.
I know. This
Like,
is huge.
But yeah, with that being said, yeah, do you have any other events planned
Mm-hmm.
in the near future?
Yeah, it is like, I still can't believe I'm doing this. This is a dream to keep flying out here and being so proud of it. And then I see all of you here and all the faces, and it actually heals me to talk about my story because it's such a tough one and it's feels like it's traumatic, but it's not. This is what I had a conversation with God before I was born, and I said, I want to be an earth angel, and I want you to give me the hardest challenges so that they can come out, and He's doing it. And so I just want to be able to create as much as possible. And with the JRNY exhibition, there's been magazines reaching out and different podcast people that are contacting me and asking me to talk more about it. So I feel like this is just the next thing. There is some alpha coming. I can't tell you exactly who it is, but we all know if we're looking around in here what we're powered by. There's an announcement coming on January 27th with my collection and another big prominent brand. So that's going to be a big thing coming out. And I don't want to share it because I had to sign something that was going to be on deal. But if you're looking on January 27th, you'll find it. And it just shows that the right people will find you at the right times, and God will put you in front of where you need to be when He thinks you're ready for it. So I'm ready for it. I want to stay as busy as possible until my guy is all healed up. So if that means creating or writing or making stories and making podcasts, like I have all these trains going with the team, seee, Cherie, and CryptoFace. We have a media company called Omega, and so we do daily streams where we're talking about crypto news and emerging news. And these fellas brought me on as like an extra layer to do educational videos, but also talk about voices with Web3 women, and then diversity. So they're giving me a pillar basically, and they're letting me do whatever I want with that pillar. And I find that is probably the nicest thing that you could do for a creative, is not restrict them, not put them in a box, but say, we're giving you this platform. He only knew me for a day, and he gave me keys to the castle, just like that. And the trust was infinite. So appreciate
that. Yeah, I don't do well with compliments, maybe.
But you're getting better.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll leave it open.
Cool.
To anyone
It's so
else.
fun. Mm-hmm.
More questions? Does anybody else have any other questions?
I know you built some texture and some new pieces, and then I had an artist come in last week. She was worried, she spent a long time worrying about conforming to other artists and was worried about how her art was being perceived.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Yes, do you want to catch that? Oh, thank you. He'll come here. Thank you. Those are great questions. So first question was, is the different benefits, right? The different textures and my artist method. Like, how did I come up with these different concepts? So if you look close enough at, are we able to put the question up here? Or this is only TV? Sorry, okay. No, that's okay. No problem. Just, yeah, let's see. Pew, pew.
Is it?
Maybe we could pull it up here and see some of the paintings. 555. Is it? Look at you go. Yes. There we go. Okay. That's why we have a crew here. Very good. Oh. Wow, thank you.
Sorry, the buttons keep sticking today.
Hit it again.
President that loves the city, and so we have something in common.
There you go. That's
Oh,
it.
beautiful.
Yep.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, look at them. They're so bright. Wow, there's a lot going on in here. I can like overstimulated. So, okay, yeah, that's actually amazing thought to think about, Trinity. If you open each of the NFT assets, there is a list on the side that says brush strokes, strips, and then the different colors. So my JSON files, I individually had to write all of that. Yeah. So all of that had to go blue, yellow, black, white. It was.
You had to write all that.
I wrote all of that. Yeah. Yes, I did. Here's the sheet. Well, I'm sure there was an AI out there somewhere. I just didn't know how to find it. But you know, Soda knows my past experience. I am an ops person, and I am the tracker of all trackers, right? So, yeah, there's a lot of love in that. So each of these paintings, they all have either palette, strokes, there's strips, there's different methods. And I had to handwrite each of the methods that I did, whether it was water, drip, foil. There's encaustic in here as well. These ones have a Photoshop filter on them. Again, like you can see, like some of these are very rare depending on the color. There's, again, they all go into their own world. Some of these paintings were actually like a 10-foot by 10-foot piece. And then I would just take a picture and then I would have like 6 of those for one painting so that I could separate it so that it had a little bit more, because it was hard to get 555 unique. But there's some of these, like this was made in, I can even tell you the place that I painted them. This was in Bali. I had it in a show called Kuta 88, where it used to be an airport. So they cut out the planes of the planes, they cut them in half, and they put an elevator inside them. You go inside the elevator and you go down, and there's my art gallery. It was one of my biggest shows I've ever had. And I got that show by chance. I was taking a red-eye flight back to LA to pick up medical supplies. I ran out of them. And one of my friends was flying them over to Bali, but they said they couldn't bring them because the prescription didn't have his name. So I was going to go to LA. I ended up missing the flight because I had the date wrong. And while in the midst of missing that flight, this guy reached out to me. So the entire time, that whole day, I put them on the back of the truck, I kid you not, with my little scooter, found these people on the street, and they hauled them over to the airport, and then I left. And then I came back from LA, and they were all hung up. It was really pretty. And they're still there to this day. It's like 8 years ago. So they're still going on. Yeah, they're still going on. They just were like, come back and see us. So these all have different meanings, different strokes, different everything. And when, I'm not sure who the artist was that asked that question, but how was it to conforming, or just how do you put your art out? Okay. So I find that my style is very different, where people think they'll just be like, that doesn't look like art. That just looks like a kindergartner. Well, I get all types of feedback. And I just respond to that, where art is subjective and not everyone's going to like what you're doing. And that's okay, because you want to welcome people's opinions because it creates conversation. Because then you could say, why don't you like it? What don't you like it about? And I even have people that don't want to take my crowns, which is so funny to me. I'll do like art festivals on the weekend. They'll be like, I don't want it. I'm like, why don't you want it? And then they'll laugh. And I'm like, okay, I'll take it back. So you're going to have those expressions, but that shouldn't make you feel different. That should actually make you feel good that you're getting a reaction of somebody, because that shows that they're watching you. But I always say, like, don't let people know what your moves are. I like to make my moves first and then talk about them later, because I find that you never know who's trying to clip your wings. And so if I were to give advice to the artist that wants to put something out there and they're not sure what people are going to think, just do it anyways, because life is really short. Life goes by in the blink of an eye. And even if that person doesn't like it, you still got a reaction out of it. And emotion is everything. And you just have to remember that the right people will see it. And if you do think about, I talk about frequency and energies a lot, and other people that are in my life feel the same way. If you're driving at a higher frequency, whatever they were talking about 5 minutes ago, it's just going to be a speck in your mind anyways. So for artists, just keep creating and don't let anyone kind of hold you back, because the only person that matters is yourself. So, hope I answered that for her. Amen. Woo, I like it.
You know, and just I wanted to touch on it. I don't know if you guys know this, and I'm not trying to drop any alpha or anything, but I've been working on a collection that I've had to come back and forth to. So knowing that you actually had to meticulously write all this, and she knows firsthand, I created the entire collection, and basically every single one is a one of one. And creating these traits, what she's talking about, going down and meticulously writing it all down to the JSON file, that is not supposed to be the way that it's actually done. You usually put it in and it generates for you. You tell what it is, because most things, I mean, you know, like for example, like the common PFP NFT, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have the main one, and then it'll have a hat trait, an eye trait, a shirt trait, right? So putting that type of digital information in is usually how you'd see it. So the way she did it, I just can't emphasize, it's like 30 times harder, more meticulous to individually write every single trait out, and then have that be the percentage that goes in with the metadata that then is converted into the JSON file. So all I was going to say was, it was a trip to hear you say that, because I've had to go back and forth to a project I've been working on only because of the fact that I had to create every single trait for every single photo, and I'm going for like a 2,222 collection. So it's just sitting on the back burner. I just wanted to say I didn't know anybody else that had to hand write every single thing.
It's worth it, right?
Absolutely.
It was worth it.
So I mean, applaud
it's worth
on
it.
that. And that just made me value my pieces. I have three or four in my collection now that I'm extremely ecstatic to know that I own one.
Mm-hmm.
So,
thank you.
Yeah, 100%.
Totally worth it. It came out really well.
You have to think of every one of those sections.
Yeah, you had to come up with every single
one
of that, and then.
So you wrote each one of those columns.
Yeah, so this is the
You see how it says how many there is, then that's what's going to compute the data. See how it says like brush stroke, or drip, or so forth.
Trait
So
type.
instead of doing it, then it creates the metadata.
Mm-hmm.
Then it creates the percentages and how the rarity traits are and how it comes down to. That is the most meticulous way. Nobody does that, and it's I applaud you for that.
There's probably a better way.
The value of effort put into that.
Better ways in your technology. We should.
I know. I said that.
You wish you could. But you're basically one every single one.
I know. Trust me, I got out when my stories didn't attach. When my stories didn't attach, my heart went down. I was like, well, please, can we get the stories on there? Because I've got JRNY coming up and I really need them there. And then they're like, oh, well, sorry, actually, we can't do it. I'm like, oh, no. But we still have them here. Trinity added the captions for us. Thank you, Trinity. So they're here. Yeah, I know. But I don't know if I want to do that again. So if anyone wants to create an AI model, if anybody wants to create an AI model that's listening.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to put emphasis on how difficult it is to achieve that, because it's one thing to have the art, but when it comes down to transferring that into metadata, it's a very meticulous process, and how it equates down to the rarity traits and those fundamentals is also very meticulous. So the fact that you did that is
for Magic Eden. That's but for Believer, they did it for me. Believer did it for me. Shout out to Coda and all that.
You gave them your documents and all, and they did it. Yeah.
But with the other company,
So yeah, that's one thing I was gonna say, and no unapplauding Magic Eden for being a hub of NFT, but like I didn't know that they didn't write down descriptions because on different. And is this just for 8chain in general? Is this something that it's for all of them? So I didn't know that. That actually
puts a kind of a hardship there, a challenge.
Because those descriptions are
the most important piece.
Facts.
Yeah, but because
Magic Eden, we hope you're listening or anywhere. Fix that, please. We need descriptions anywhere.
No, I have an open ticket asking when, and I check in every couple weeks. Have they updated it yet? I check in every 2 weeks. When's it coming? That's a lot of work. Reminder, 2 weeks, check in with Magic. It'll come once you keep knocking on enough doors, because if they have other art that they want to have this type of feeling. I mean, what about other collections? Wouldn't they want their ape to have like a saying or something with them? I don't know. But if other people are interested in it, they should.
Yeah, I think that definitely raises the value, and also the sentiment is so much more personalized to what you're getting, because we all hope to open up some sort of a one-of-one, and in a sense, every single one of these is a one-of-one, so they deserve their own description. And I didn't know that, so you kind of educated me on that. I didn't know Magic Kingdom didn't offer that, so it's only attribute traits that they honor. Yeah, they definitely need to get that fixed out, because your collection is.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of holding off on doing something, because maybe Puffles or MintPad or another D app could do it. Maybe I could work with them and they create it, and then to me that would be more valuable. I don't have to be on the biggest blockchain ever. I don't have to do that. I just want to make sure it's all sequenced together. So it's coming soon. Maybe it'll be Puffles or another one. There's a bunch. You don't have to pigeonhole yourself to just being with a certain brand. You can dance with them all, right?
Absolutely, and I know we got live streams right now going. If anybody hasn't had a chance right now, I think there was only 2 sitting up there for a floor price of 19.8, and if I'm probably going to log on there and grab it right away, because these are an absolute steal. Being listed at 24.8, that is a steal to have something that is a part of history and own a part of her history as well. 10 years in the making.
So pretty.
To making this possible. If you haven't already, everyone that's watching this, jump on there and grab yourself a collection. You know that you're not only going to get a personalized DM of a description of your purchase, but you're going to be holding on to something that is more than inspiring. It is a complete life experience, and I'm not trying to shill it, but if you don't got one of the 555s, you better hop on there and grab them, because we're going to be.
Thank you for all the love.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Very good.
Blue,
Tell me.
I would like you to talk about what made you decide to do your collection all in ApeCoin. And the reason I want you to do that is because I know you're one of the most vocal and devout community members from the day that you've gotten involved, as far as I know. So I'd love for you to just share your perspective for the community as to why you decided to do your collection in Ape.
That's a great question. Okay, so I started at Yuga Labs, like one of the very first pioneers, and Soda was my manager. She brought me on board. She saw something in me. She saw the sparkle. And from day one, just always rolling up my sleeves, doing everything I possibly can to be a solution maker. Love the community. I even got it tattooed when we hit 1 million followers.
That's good.
So I was like, okay, this is my world. I honestly think that a lot of reasons why I'm here today is because of Soda. She was one of those people that saw something in me that I didn't see. And it was almost her single-handedly just helping me navigate the different areas of a startup business and an NFT business that people were unsure about, and I was unsure about. And when I started working for Yuga, I had different facets, different things going on. And, a lot of things were good, bad, sometimes not in the way that I wanted. And I was like, you know what, I still love what I'm doing. And even though I was a part of the layoffs, actually, a lot of you might not know, I got fired the day my mom passed away. So it was like, this is really, really crazy vibration. How could the company I spent all this time with let me go on the day that my mom passed away? And
can I just say I was already gone by this point? So
yeah.
Don't look at me.
Oh yeah,
she was terrible. She
was. Yeah, it wouldn't have happened. I don't think if Soda was there. But sorry, I didn't put your name out there. But okay, I'm in trouble.
Go ahead, keep going.
They did it with the right intentions, where it wasn't just me. It was like 60 of us. And it was.
We should probably move on from that part of it. Just talk more about the ApeCoin and the community.
Okay, thank you. She's like, let's not hold on this. I love it. Pull up. Anyways, well, I should have been feeling a certain vibe, and I didn't. I love the community. I actually came back and bought 2 mutants right after that happened to show that I still wanted to be here. So after the layoff, I was like, I still want to be here. So I bought 2 mutants just like that. And I showed Yuga that I'm going to be here and I'm going to be putting my feet down. And Yuga put me as their Made by Apes bodega during Ape Fest, which is probably the highest PR that you could ever get at a company during one of the biggest times of the space. And so that made me realize, like, they still love me. They love me a lot. Maybe they didn't know this thing was going on and they still want to support me. So then when the collection started dropping in November, I was like, how can I do this? Should I do this in Ape? Should I do this in E? And the reason why I chose Ape Chain is because we're all builders and we're all creators, and this is new. So if you're working with a small enough community and you're just making sure that where you're putting your value in is going to be seen by the right people. Our Ape fam is really strong and they're super cool. And I thought, if I'm doing this in Ape and you can see all my stickers and everything, I still want to be here. I still want to support, and I want people to buy my art in an ecosystem, because you never know, where your journey is going to be. It could be like a long, challenging journey. And I also feel like all of the knowledge that I earned from working for Yuga it's going to be instilled in me. It'll be things that people on the community side will never know because you weren't there when it was happening. But now I'm on the community side and I see a totally different perspective. I see everything a lot differently. And I'm actually having so much fun because there's freedom to work and not feel like there's picking certain community members and favoriting them. I can do all the things and be as free as I want to be, and people love to be able to say, this is Ape coin, this is Ape chain. And so we have a lot to do. There's a lot coming, and this is just like the beginning. So I'm just getting my feet wet, and I want to continue dropping the collections, dropping merch, dropping all the things with the Ape, and helping support our ecosystem. Pull up. That was funny. Pull up. Go up.
That was a great way to put it. And I think what's beautiful is we all have this shared love of Web3 and what was possible through like the distributed nature of it and the community aspect of it. And you embrace that. And it's just really nice to see you continuing to grow that economy. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I love our squad. Yeah, I still love your rocking your mutant. Yeah. 547. Yeah. 547. So good. Awesome. Well, there we go. So we probably, do you want to start streaming some music soon, or how do you feel, C-Slack?
Yeah.
Get some.
Any
other questions? We could. Everything happens for a reason, right? That's how we do the thing.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yes, everything happens for a reason. Very nice. Jams.
Yeah. I mean, this is the first time doing this. So okay. But yeah. So we do have a segment of music that we're gonna do as well. It's all original music. Since you do. So Cherie here, amazing artist. She's an actress as well. If you ever seen the shows by Ninja, you do like karate and shit, It's like a kid's show. You should check it out. It's funny. But yeah, she's on there. And then you'll hear the music we did. It's only like she's only been doing it for about a year now, but you'll hear it. And then we have Vincent here as well, Crypto Face. He did a lot of music for John Wick. Yeah, so these guys are amazing. Then you got C-Slack. Honored to be able to work with these guys as well as Blue. So yeah, we're all in collaboration. So yeah, it's one of the songs. So this is one of my first ones.
I was like, I got the hard drive right here. I didn't even pull it out of my pocket.
Did you bring it?
So this is Overtime. This is a song that I made. Oh, there you go, DC. So, is how we go?
No, it's not.
Go. Yeah, this is one of the first songs I made. This is like you hear it like a restaurant. It's like Overtime, right? But I made this when I was going through a break. I wanted to have a vibe. That's what this is.
Just see it on YouTube. Find that part.
There are refreshments and water and stuff was over there and get water. You want to come and walk around, gallery walk, do it if you like. Gallery walk. Very nice. We're gonna do a gallery walk.
Oh. This one. Oh. So we got. I was like, bro, can you get JP? It's like, I'll do that. And he answered me today. He's like, okay, tell Pinky that Menace is coming on next week. I was like, that's crazy. What's up, dude? DC. Nice to meet you. Yeah.
I'm a Solana boy, bro. I'm a Solana boy. Man,
It's awesome. That's good. It's Solana's.
I like the tone.
Is he cool? Cool. Jakey. Yeah.
He just like, I don't know. He'll see.
Okay. All right.
This is anyway. We are back at JRNY's. Yo, shout out to my boy. All the way from Arizona. Yeah. Shout out to my boy. So,
Take them over the mutants. Let's go. Follow us on this. Slide. This slide right here. This crazy right here. When sees black, blue eye queen. Oh yeah, you didn't get
The water good?
You want to let me know? Hey, yeah, get those tracks.
Is it on still? Oh, yeah, turn it off.
I know, it's like a private thing.
Yeah, the best of the entire seminar, bro. What happened?
I left my camera over at.
Hey, we had to go to Towers.
Yeah.
Towers, bro.
Looking everywhere for it too. I was like,
Hey, I missed the whole thing. You didn't even get laid, bro. We should
There's keys about it.
Oh. I mean, I have all yours.
Say I want a journey plan on this time. Oh. I don't know what she's gonna do. She said she's gonna raffle it or something. Like that. What? Is it good water?
What's that? Oh, I haven't tried the water yet.
Oh,
It's not bad. Actually, it's not bad at all. He's like, oh, are you in corporate? You're like, came in from Phoenix? Yeah. Nice. Very cool. It's weird. There's been Phoenix has come up a lot lately.
Yeah. Well, it's right here.
There's a lot of stuff. I know. I do a lot of stuff in the veteran community. And there's a lot of projects that they end up taking me down to Phoenix.
I thought you should make it. Angel trying to start working.
So, what do you think? So I met her today at checkout. So they do an event every month. I don't know, but there's lots of people there. It's like, but never heard that they do it. A lot of entrepreneurs Saturday. So the podcast, the Pursue Vegas podcast is my mission. I'm very mission driven. So my mission is to connect people in this community. So interviewing people who grew up here, people who moved here, business organizations, and then the mission is to take the world to change the world. Really change the difference. But there's so many. That's what I do for many been DJing weddings for 15 years. So I've done 750 weddings all over the U.S. about 200 of them here. 200. That whole industry is just that'll be a whole segment. Yep. Yeah, they're all rolling out. We shot everything and then we just started shooting season 2 2 weeks ago. No. Well, so we're releasing it almost like TV shows. One already came out. We shot season 12 episodes or 1 week, and then that stuff is while we get the ratings all put down, and then that all that started shooting season 2, and then after we finish up stuff, we're going to do stuff again. But if we do it that way, then those will roll out. Then we get more and we live streamed today. That's what we were doing. It was just more of like.
Well, there's other right here.
It was just more.
If you don't mind asking, what is your actual?
Oh, I don't get that.
No,
No, I didn't hear.
So we're just gonna say,
Yeah. Go by business.
yeah, everybody says my name with that.
Group picture.
We gotta all go take one next to our new one.
That one's not. It's because you're.
I'm telling you, I'm frying these things just with the energy level.
Real big in front of her.
Okay.
I wanted to see which one, if I was trying to look it up.
Smells good. Did you go there without me?
No, that was earlier.
That
was earlier.
What'd you say?
You smell good. Oh, that's what she smells.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got the AC gas? Yeah, man.
You doing that group photo? Like shape?
Just can't be any photos of
You like the body, I'm waiting.
In 3, 2, 1.
Bye.
Video post and stills from it.
Yeah, this is in the correct pose.
He's like,
Thank you. It's awesome. Should we?
Oh, yeah, hopefully it was that very first song.
Just reminded me of like some of the challenge Gambino stuff. It's like
oh, yeah.
I know. Yeah.
I'm thinking about seed slide. Did you hear that? They're dropping seeds and having me live out here.
Yeah, I know. I heard it.
Actually, this is how it happens. It's always a few people just kind of team up around you, and oh, there you go.
Yeah, right.
Come on, give me your dance foot. Oh! Oh! It's right. It's right. You can see. Nobody heard this. Yeah. You signed off all of these tracks too to make a media. That's why you'll be hearing it coming out in all the media as well.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. Nice. Oh, another unreleased. You guys are the only people that